Well, growing up, I always enjoyed watching movies and television and YouTube videos and content like that, and I always thought it would be really cool to get to create content like that. So in my spare time in high school, I would make YouTube videos. I tried to start a vlog. One project that we had for school was to do a retelling of Beowulf, and I asked the teacher if I could do it in a video format, and she said fine. And at the time, something on YouTube that was really big was machinima, which was taking video games and using video games to make funny videos. So I did that. I told the story of Beowulf in Skyrim, and the video was seen by everybody at high school, and everybody thought it was hilarious. It wasn't a particularly good video, but it kind of solidified that, yeah, I would really enjoy making content that people enjoyed. After high school, I lost sight of that for a bit because I went straight to work and just kind of went from job to job, not really sure what I wanted to do. And then a friend of mine decided to go to Full Sail University, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if I'm ready for higher education. So I was doing some research, and Full Sail University's media communications program was kind of exactly what I was looking for. Seemed to be a general education in everything that pertained to media, including a focus in advertising and marketing. So I was ready to go, and I signed up and got accepted and went to work learning all I could about that. I grew up watching Discovery Networks, the Discovery Channel, watching Shark Week during the summers, watching Animal Planet, Crocodile Hunter on Saturday mornings. Those were some of the best memories I had. And just in general, watching Discovery Channel, just that kind of content that inspires people, informs people about, the great world around us is the kind of content that I would really enjoy being a part of. So just getting to work for Discovery Networks would just be kind of a dream come true, getting to be a part of that. I'm a quick learner. As an example, one of the first jobs I had right out of high school was as car parts delivery. I worked for a salvage yard, so it was used car parts, and a lot of the car parts we had to take off of wrecked cars. Through that job, I kind of learned how cars worked and how basic mechanics worked, and ever since then, I've been doing all the my maintenance on my own vehicles, my own oil changes, any bigger projects I'll usually end up doing myself because it saves me money, and all it takes is time. And once I had a general understanding of how vehicles operated, it became pretty easy to learn how to do things just by watching YouTube videos or finding instruction manuals online. I'm a team player. The job I'm in now, we work as a sales team and then a truck team and logistics. So we have to operate together and we have to work together to get things done. So we have to make sure everybody is doing their part, make sure everything flows smoothly. So through that job, I've learned to be a team player. And I'm also really good at thinking outside of the box. Again, with this logistics job, not everything is cut and dry as this is how it should be, this is how it should be. We're dealing with people, and a lot of times you have to be able to look at situations from all sides to come up with the best solution that fits everybody. So there's been a lot of that at the current job that I'm in now. So I've learned to think outside the box when it comes to tough situations like that, trying to make sure I find everything that works for everybody. And of course, you can't always do that, but trying as best as I can to do that. As far as weaknesses go, I tend to focus on small things more than the bigger issues sometimes. So I'll kind of get nitpicky about the small things that don't really matter, like like a specific color choice or maybe a font choice or something simple like that, as opposed to the whole big picture. I'm getting better at snapping myself out of that. I'm also really self-critical of my work. I never think it'll be good enough, so I tend to just I kind of get a writer's block sometimes if I'm trying to work on something in writing, or I won't be happy with a certain edit I've made and I'll remake the same edit over and over until it's just perfect. And I'm getting better at kind of making a decision and sticking with it as how things I would like it to be. But of course, artists are always kind of self-critical, and this is a kind of art in and of itself. When I was first starting out at the logistics job that I have now, they had a commission system in place that wasn't exactly the best and could be kind of easily taken advantage of, and it led to a lot of inter-workplace disputes between coworkers of who earned what commission, who made what deal, because a lot of the times people would notice that somebody else was talking to somebody else and maybe they would snipe that commission and seal the deal before somebody else had the chance to follow up. A lot of times one person would call the same customer that somebody else had been working with and close their deal without even knowing it was their deal because there was no real way to track everything. So we I came together with management, and a lot of people were leaving the job because of this hostile work environment. I was like, hey, this just isn't really working. And we had a meeting and we sat down and we discussed some ideas and strategies that would help smooth things over with everybody. So we put in place a note making system that everybody could put in notes of what deals they were working on with which customers and which carriers, when and why and how. That way everybody knew what everybody was working on, and that made it a lot easier for everybody to keep track of everything. And the disputes died. I mean, not overnight, but once everybody got used to the new system, it became a much more hospitable work environment, and the turnover decreased. People weren't leaving because the work environment was so hostile anymore. They would leave to, move on to other things that they wanted to do, but not because the work environment was so hostile. Well, first things first, I believe I meet all the criteria that you're looking for as far as software versatility and storytelling ability, and having a background in media and content creation and strategies. And in general, your listing says you're looking for a go getter, and that's exactly what I am. I've been go getting it ever since I got out of high school because that's all I can really do is go get it. This is the critique portion of my mock interview video. Beginning with verbal communications, clear and concise answer for questions 1 through 5. I believe question 1, tell me about yourself, could have been a little more concise, maybe a little bit better rehearsed, a little more preparation and exactly what I wanted to tell the interviewer about myself. But I think that could be addressed in the future. Using specific examples, I believe I use specific examples for all questions, so that's clear. Demonstrated research and understanding of industry and the organization. I believe I did that with regards to Discovery Networks. And use of relevant experience and accomplishments. I do believe I also did that in all questions. Nonverbal communications, eye contact, posture and body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. I believe those were all good throughout the video. Maintaining eye contact with a webcam is a little bit hard. It's a lot easier to do in person. So I believe I was doing my best there. And professionalism, positive energy, professional appearance, and smile while always smiling. Of course, I'm not wearing a tuxedo or anything, so I believe maybe my appearance could be a little better. Could have done my hair up a little more. It's kind of hard to do when you got this much hair and you're wearing a weird pair of headphones. It looks a little weird sometimes. And of course, positive energy. I would say I brought that all the way through.